Hi everyone, my name is Leenika and I'm an IELTS trainer. So I've been teaching from last 4 years and associated to UrbanPro from last 2 years. And throughout my experience till now, it was great because I teach approximately 100 students, not from my specific state, but also from other states. And it gives me a great pleasure. So, if I talk about my graduation, so I have graduated in engineering, electronics and communication. So today I will talk about that how you can improve your score in reading. So why I chose this topic is the reason that after writing, the major concern the student face while they're preparing IELTS is related to their reading. Either they are not able to score well or some other reasons. So I will share certain tips to you which can be helpful to you while you're preparing. So there will be various tips from tip number 1 to 6, and in the end, I will conclude that over what all I have told you till now. So the first tips comes the skimming and this scanning thing. So this is the something you need to master upon if you really want to have a good score. What is skimming? So basically the skimming, the idea of skimming is to have a journal overview about all the topic or all the about the passage given to you. So in that you have to give at least 2 to 3 minutes, no more than that. Make sure. So give 2 to 3 minutes to get a general idea what the whole topic is all about, whether it's related to environment or it's related to any education system or any flaws in certain things. So you have to have a basic idea behind that particular topic without just don't start understanding the passage just the moment you just start reading. So your basic idea is to solve the questions. Don't get distracted from that part. So be on this ideology that I have to skim first, I have to get a journal idea that what the whole topic is all about. And then while doing skimming, so what you think, the things you need to take care while doing the skimming thing. So in skimming, while you reading, what is skimming? Don't get confused because skimming is just reading quickly and just having an overall idea behind the whole topic. So while you're skimming, you're reading quickly, you have to underline the keywords, whatever it might be the scientist's name or any book publication or the year mentioned, whatever you come across, just underline it while reading. And if you think that you get nervous, and you somehow get out of the hold of your time management skill, you feel like that I am not confident enough that will I able to, or because most of the people got nervous while they're doing their reading at the time, because it's all about even the time also, because you get only 60 minutes, and then in that 60 minutes you have to attempt 40 questions and also transfer that same to the answer sheet. So it becomes a little bit tricky because at the same time you have to do so many things. You have to be multitasking. You are solving the questions and then transferring them also. So uh, so but while you're practicing before giving your final exam, just master upon this skill. This will help you a lot, not in just exam but also in your overall life. So if you want to build that skill, just start reading first 2 paragraphs of that passage and then comes to the last passage. So you will get and start building a approach towards getting an idea that what idea is exactly about. So you can build that, but in the end you have to come to the whole quickly reading whole passage at one go. Don't just keep that thing that no, I just have to read first 2 paragraphs and then last paragraph, then the things is done, I done with the skipping. No, you have to read quickly all the passage. Your practice must be so accurate that you start reading quickly. So it can be built through various skills, like you reading something like newspaper, academic journal, or you reading any story or a book. It can be enhanced through anywhere. Okay, and you can also, if you're not so much interested to incorporate that habit in your personal life, then you just do that thing by just uh, focusing upon your IELTS reading while you practice it. So this will help to save your time. So after skimming, when you underline the keywords also while quickly reading all the passage, so when you read the questions after skimming, you just get in a journal idea that somewhere this kind of information I have read earlier. So you able to locate. The scanning is all about that locating the information over the keywords you have underlined so far. So wherever for example, there is question related to sentence has been asked that who said this following thing. So it becomes very easy because during the skimming process, when you're reading, you got an idea that this I have underlined this particular scientist name in the in somewhere. So you just scan, okay, where I have underlined that, and just you read associated lines to that particular scientist. So in this way, you're able to address the answers. So this is the tip number 1, on which I believe that you need to be master for. So I will share now the tip number 2 and 3. So it's a tip number 2 and 3 are associated with one tip that is of speed is associated to skimming and scanning also. Because if you have no good speed in reading, you are lacking in the skimming and scanning process. And you will lack the skill of having a good time management skills. So you have to master upon speed. So it's just not about that how quickly you're reading, but it's also about how are you able to understand also or no. Okay, you have to have an idea also that yes, this thing has been taught over or talked about here. So while getting on the skill of speed reading, you also have to try to get into understanding that particular text. And other factor of the tip number 3 is vocabulary. Vocabulary. So I want to break one myth. So what most of the students who ever comes into IELTS preparation, and they are just have a thought that they just needed to buy some Oxford dictionary and they have to start reading all the words and their meanings. And what is the purpose of reading and learning those words and their meanings when you don't know how to use them? When you know, when you don't have an idea that at what exactly form I can use that particular word. So don't get into that things that somebody said you on the internet or somebody, your friend in friend circle just mentioned that you need to work upon vocabulary if you're giving IELTS exam. So no, if vocabulary, because if you're focusing on just IELTS exam, you need to enhance your vocabulary according to IELTS. Okay, so if you are reading, while you're doing reading practice, you come across various words, different words. Just learn about their meanings and what context they have uh, described that word. So keep that thing into mind. When you learn a word according to the context in which that word has been used, it always will be in your mind. If you just randomly, okay, today I'm going to read 10 questions and 10 different words and their meanings, and I'm good to go, I'm getting skills of vocabulary. No, that is not the way the thing should be. You have to focus on your vocabulary in context of your test preparation. So don't get this thing into mind that learning words and their meanings is what IELTS ask for. They don't ask for this thing. So what way you should enhance your vocabulary is that you can while you're doing your reading. So you come across various different words, and definitely the question they ask from that particular passages are the language used in that questions are not similar, but in the same way they are mentioned in the passage. So what you can do is you can understand in what different way they use that particular word and in what context they have related to that. When you search upon that things, so that keeps that that will be remembered to you throughout your life, and definitely it helps to improve your score also. Okay, so this is the tip number 2 and 3. Now I will move towards the tip number 4, and that tip is know your weakness. Tip is that most of the students just keep on practicing every day, giving 4 hours to every 4 modules. So that is not the way your IELTS should be prepared. So it is more important that you focus upon your weakness. If you are good at listening, if you keep on doing listening every day and you are good at it, what is the purpose of doing that practice? So if you are facing any problem in your reading, writing, or speaking, try to take help in that. Try to focus upon that particular 3 modules where something you are strong at. So basically, we are all have this habit that in whatever area we feel more comfortable, we keep on doing that particular thing because that thing gives us share of enjoyment. But when we when we need to face our challenge, the things we face challenges, we somewhere being reluctant to face it. So in IELTS, if you keep on feeling reluctant, paper also give you paper also in paper you also don't get the good score. So try to work upon your weakness. If you find that yes, your reading is not good, and in particular reading you are facing problem in that particular questions, don't keep in mind that yes, today I have to give 1 hour to the reading. That's it. So you're not focusing. If, for example, you are getting problem in true, false, and not giving questions, and you're not giving particular dedicated time to that particular. Definitely, when in question paper in the final exam, when there will be the question related to true false, you will be least confident to attempt them because you are not prepared much. You don't practice much. So you have to you have to practice much upon your weakness, whether it's speaking, reading, writing, or any particular question type. If you face any problem in particular question type, just practice about that questions. Don't think like today I have to complete whole reading in a 1 hour. So no, just focus on that particular questions. Try to customize your preparation according to your and your style. In what way that you feel more important and you feel more confident in that process. Okay, so now I will move towards the tip number 5, and that tip is related to don't try to understand the full message. So what exactly happens that I saw in many of my students that before even reading the questions and before going into the process of skimming and scanning, they start understanding one by line to line. They keep on reading the whole passage. What is the purpose? Anybody is going to ask you a question later after the exam? No one. So why you're understanding that full passage? So in IELTS, they trick you in order to understand the way to examine you on the various skills, whether you're able to locate the information, whether you're able to understand, can you able to skim the whole text, can you get in a journal idea. And if you keep on understanding full passage, it's just the wastage of time, nothing else. So instead of understanding full passage, try to focus upon your skills of skimming and scanning. I'm stressing this thing again and again because that skill is very much important for improving your scores in reading, and also to get into the target of time management, because you know that you only get 60 minutes to attempt the reading and also transferring. Okay, so don't try to understand full passage. Try to get a command upon your skimming and scanning tip. the tip number 6, as the it's an old saying that practice makes man perfect. So definitely, if you don't practice upon your weakness, you don't practice all the 4 modules, you will lack from the target you hoping to achieve. So you have to keep on practicing. Don't give exam in the hush that yes, by the August I have to give because I am going to have a September intake or October intake or December intake. Don't don't get pressurized by any peers pressure or a family pressure. No, you have by the end of the year you must be in the airplane and we will be saying bye to you. No, don't get any pressure from your family or peers that oh, my friends are already gone, they get a good score. No, just give exam when you feel like that yes, in home like while you're practicing you are able to get score like 7.5 overall, 7.5 or 8, but consistently in each module you are not getting score more than 7 or 7.5. I don't think so you are prepared enough. So keep on practicing until you feel confident. Okay, but don't keep on practicing like for a year. It's not some government exam you have to crack. So be smart in your preparation and try to manage your time according to the things you face problem in. For example, you're facing problem in particular section. Try to focus upon that. So you have to have a particular journal. You have to have a journal idea that yes, have a thought. Definitely, you have a thought in your mind that you have an aim that I have to give exam of in August, but have a smart preparation and also focus upon yourself. Don't look towards other while you're preparing. Okay, so practice and definitely it helps to achieve your required band score. So this is a whole 6 tips which I want to share. But yes, I want to add something that these tips can work for someone and can't work for other. So smartly choose uh, these tips according to your choice. For example, you feel like that you practice but you are lacking in somewhere. To try to work upon that particular tip. Okay, you can customize these tips according to your way of style. Okay, so this is the tips I would like to share, and now I will like to sum up. So what I told you that you have to work upon vocabulary, and that vocabulary must be in the mind, keeping in mind the IELTS preparation. That is, you can enhance your vocabulary while doing practice also. While you're practicing your IELTS modules, you can enhance. Okay. The next is the practicing particular question types. That is associated to the tip number 5, that is know your weakness. So if you don't know the weakness, you you will lack somewhere. So if you know that this particular question I'm facing doubt in, so you have to focus on that particular question. And the next step is related to scanning. That is, you're able to locate, because in IELTS many questions have been asked in order to check the skill whether you're able to locate that information or not. And that location of the information can be done if you have a journal idea that this what the whole topic is all about and where there is a particular book mentioned or a year mentioned in that way. So in that only way you're able to locate the information. Next, don't start practicing IELTS exam in the initial time in the format, in the paper format way. Like I have to give listening, I can't stop in between, I can't repeat the listening. No, first get comfortable into the exam pattern mode, and then when you get a good hold, then moves towards the towards like exam practicing in an exam time mode. Okay, so that is the last point, that doing practice under the exam conditions to test your scores and improve. And that thing is to be done when you are confident enough that yes, now I have managed to I have a good hold upon my skills, and yes, I am now able to do reading in 1 hour and also transfer the answers. At that time you have to focus upon your time management skills. But initial time, don't focus upon time much, that yes, in that particular time I have to complete it. At that time, in initial time, focus upon your skills, improve your writing skills, how you explain your things in reading, and the listening part, the speaking, in speaking, how you can address your answer questions. Try to focus upon that particular skills. So that's the tips I want to share. So this is the end of the session. I feel so good that I got connected through UrbanPro and able to deliver this lecture to you. I wish that this particular tips will be helpful to you in some way. I wish that you also get a good score. And if in the process while you practicing your IELTS, you come across any problem or any doubt or any queries, you can ask me over my UrbanPro profile. I will be glad to help you all. And in the end, I would say that keep practicing and try to incorporate this particular tips in your practice. And also be safe and stay home, and God bless.